this actress appears in Attack of the Clones. She is one of the handmaidens of Natalie Portman, one of her doubles as well, who was chosen because of her, likeness to Natalie Portman. So without any further ado, let's welcome Veronica Segura, who is Cordé in Attack of the Clones. You got to work on Star Wars, something that not a lot of people get to do, and you got to be in Attack of the Clones.
Yes.
So what can you tell us about how did you get the opportunity to work in Star Wars, and what was your experience like?
Well, it was very strange precisely because it wasn't strange. I will explain myself. At the time, I was living in Australia, and I had an agent, and this agent called me and said I had an audition for Star Wars, which just, right off, I couldn't believe it. But anyway, so I went. I thought it would be packed, and I had no idea what part it was going to be for. But there was no one there, so I started to think it was kind of like a joke, right? But I went into the office and talked to the casting lady, and she started to ask a bunch of questions, and she kept me there a lot. She asked me to go to the, the dressing, to the costume.
The art direction, set dressing.
Right, to get some measurements and stuff. And anyway, and that's it. And then they said that we will call you. And then my agent called me, and I didn't have a call back. I just got the part. But it was too simple, It was one of those things that it should be too good to be true, but this was true. So
it was kind of like one of those moments where you just had that weird raging thought of, hey, this was a little too easy.
Yeah. You're searching for the camera. You're being, how do you say this program? You're being...
Punked?
Yes. But I wasn't. And that's just it. And then I was on the set with George Lucas. I have no idea how that happened. It just did.
So you got to play Cordé in Attack of the Clones, which, as most people know, at the very beginning of the movie, Cordé walks out and the ship goes boom.
Right.
And Cordé, bites the dust to protect Padme. So were you able to do other smaller roles in the movie as well, like fill-ins here and there, or were you pretty much just there for those scenes, or were there scenes filmed that we don't know about?
I was just there for those scenes.
Okay, so you were there to come out and go boom.
Exactly. I exploded.
That's the greatest way I've ever heard anybody put it. I exploded. That's so cool, though.
That's what I was there to do.
When they told you, what your role entitled, what was your first impression?
I just couldn't believe the whole thing. I was gonna be a handmaid and work with Natalie Portman and George Lucas, and I did not sleep the night before, and so and my call was at like 4 a.m. anyway, so I was just almost not there, which is a pity too, because you want to be so present in everything that happens. And I don't know, I remember this is what I thought when I was on the set. I was there, and I thought, I hope I get to meet George Lucas, because everything's so huge that you think, of course, this man is not going to direct me, someone else will. But then from afar, I see a man very much like him coming towards me. And I said, that guy looks like him. But it was him. And he came to me, shook my hand, and said, "Hi, I'm George Lucas." It's like, yeah, I know. And he said, how are you doing? Anything you need, blah, blah. I mean, he was so nice to me. So just nice. And That's it. I couldn't believe myself. That's it. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but it just sums it up. I was in Gaga land.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no need to apologize on that one. If that man would have walked up like that to me, shook my hand and went, "Hi, I'm George Lucas," I would have been like, "Hi, I need a change of pants."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, and that's it. I waited forever, but I was just looking at this massive, massive, massive place with 1 million people walking around and, George Lucas being one of them. And that's it. And then it was my scene. And, it's just one of those things that you're just so nervous that you've just sweated all the nervousness you can. So by the time you are on the set, you're just so nervous you're not nervous anymore. So that was a good thing too. All the insomnia and everything. I was just like, okay, I'm just exhausted. I can't feel anything anymore. I'm barely here, which is a good thing because I can pretend I'm calm and, act kind of. That was a good part of being so nervous and exhausted.
What was the set like that you filmed on? Was most of it a blue screen, or was it, there was actually a set you were able to work with for coming off the spaceship?
Well, it was both because it was like a huge box, to explain it somehow, where parts of the ship stood and the stair of the ship was, and the actors moved. And so, it was all surrounded by green, which was the green screen. But I didn't have to interact with anything imaginary. As I was lying on the floor and, pieces of the ship were there. And, it was like being on the theater because it was like being on the theater where they use very few things to dress the set.
The props and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just very minimalistic. Like very...
Exactly, that's the word. Yes.
Yeah, not a lot going on there. It's just like that kind of, all that green Jell-O mold looking stuff.
So did they...
No, but what I mean is that there were real things pertinent to the story. Just...
Oh...
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I get what you mean. Like a mix.
Exactly, like pieces of the ship lying right next to me, and the fog that they used. So I didn't have to struggle with what other actors have to struggle with the green screen, which is pretend there's big monsters in front of you when there's nothing. No, I had all the elements. As in a minimalistic play.
Was there an actual explosion, or did he just say boom and you all had to fall around?
No, that was post-production.
Because I imagine, I don't know, it would be fun if you had to do any actual stunts for a real explosion and flop around and then have to do it again, 4 or 5 more times.
Yeah, it would be fun to really burn up, right? No.
Hey, very few people die during movie stunts. Very few.
Ah, yes. But of course, the most famous...
And they blow up things all the time. Look at Michael Bay movies.
Yes, but remember, the most famous, Bruce Lee.
We'll move on. You got to be in the opening shots of Attack of the Clones. Were you there just for one day, or were you able to stick around for more filming and to see some of the other things?
Well, the filming was only one day, but all the dress fittings and everything, and, they even scanned my body, which is... I have no idea why the little doll didn't come out, but anyway, it was many, many other days. But the filming was just one day.
Okay, so do you have any stories that you'd like to tell about, meeting Natalie Portman or George Lucas or someone on set, and any interesting experiences you'd like to share?
Yes, I had lunch with 3CPO, and he is awesome.
Whoa!
Yes. He is such a sweet man. I love him. I had lunch with him.
So where does he go to eat lunch?
No. I mean, we had lunch there on the set. I mean, the catering.
Yeah.
Yes. I just sat next to him and we had a chat. That's it.
At Celebration, Anthony Daniels, 3PO came out and, he visited the lines every single morning.
Mm-hmm.
Went up and down all the lines. And he's really cool to talk to. He took pictures of all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime, an adult wanted to come out and get a picture, nope, only children.
Mm-hmm.
And he just goes say hi to everyone.
Yeah. I ate cookies with George Lucas.
You had cookies?
Yes. We went to the green room and had cookies.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so since Star Wars, what are some of the projects you've worked on, and any cool experiences working on them? Because I know one movie that some people here might have heard of would be Club Dread, but then you've worked on lots of foreign films and so on, I know. So what's your work been like since?
Well, I worked in a few Mexican films. I did theater. I did television in Mexico. And since I've been in Argentina, I've been able to do a few things on television and radio as well. I'm keeping busy. And like I said, I haven't published yet.
Well, you're also married and have a kid, or just one kid, right? Or do you have more than one?
Just one. Yes, I do.
And that keeps you busy.
That keeps me very busy. And she is so beautiful. I just have to say that. What mother wouldn't say that, right? But yes.
Very true.
So there. A little bit of work, a little bit of family.
And cookies with George Lucas.
Cookies with George, yes.
Now that's there's a show I'd like to see. Cookies with George.
Yeah.
Best reality television
ever.
Yeah. What's the actor's name? The one who played Jar Jar?
Ahmad Best.
No, he was there too.
Was he fun to talk to?
Yeah. He's very fun to talk to.
I imagine he would be very fun to talk to.
No, he was very fun to talk to. He was there too. So the three of us ate cookies.
What type of cookies?
Chocolate chip.
One thing we like to do with all of our guests is at the end we like to give them the soapbox to really promote any cause they want to promote, any website they want to promote, a future project, charity, anything they want to promote, they can promote. So we're going to give you the soapbox, and I'm going to give you the limelight so that you could promote anything you want to promote right now.
Oh my God.
Like you can promote your website, yourself on Twitter or Facebook. You can promote a film you're working on. You can promote your books, your writing, some articles, anything you want to promote.
Okay. Promote my website. Visit it. If you ever find a book written by me, please buy it.
What's your website so people can go to it?
Okay. VeronicaSegura.com.
And do you have a Twitter or a Facebook where people can also talk to you?
I don't see that's the thing. I kind of have this thing about those Twitter, Facebook deals.
Okay, but people can go to your website and see what you're working on there.
And they can write me.
And she does respond, folks. Might take a couple of days, but she will respond.
It might, okay, maybe I can use the box to, how did you call it? Soapbox.
Soapbox, yes.
Yes, to apologize to a few fans who wrote me about 2 months ago, and I have not responded. And so I'm very sorry. And I will respond, and my plan is to send these fans not one, but 2 pictures. Because I am very sorry for not responding. It's not my style to not respond for so long. I do take a little bit of time, but not so long. And that's wrong. And I'm sorry.
See, folks, she will respond, but she isn't on Facebook. She isn't on Twitter, so don't try to find her on there. But go to her website, and you can contact her through there, and she will respond. This might take a little bit because, as you know, she's busy, as pretty much all mothers are busy, plus, her other work. So this has been Veronica Segura, Cordé from Attack of the Clones. Hope you enjoyed this little insight into, her vision and her experience on Attack of the Clones. We'd like to thank you for being on, and thank you for your stories. And now we're going to remember that you had cookies with George Lucas. That's probably going to be the thing most of us will remember most, because it's the thing that's very different. Who'd expected you'd have cookies with George Lucas and Ahmad Best? Chocolate chip at that.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
Cookies with George, this season on ABC.